So despite the fear of not being able to represent Chelsea for the next 5 days, not being able to represent Chelsea today or in the Champions League, well, Brazil, FA, FIFA and Premier League has come to a compromise, and this is a good news for Chelsea as Brazilian centre back Thiago Silva has been cleared to play in this weekend's Premier League clash against Aston Villa after Brazil dropped plans to impose a 5-day ban on Thiago Silva and fellow Brazilians who failed to honor the invitation to play for Brazil due to the fact that Premier League clubs refused to release their players to Red Zone's country, and Brazil was one of them. Well, Thiago Silva has been cleared to play in Chelsea's match against Aston Villa after the Brazil dropped plans to impose a 5-day ban on the centre-back. Premier League clubs made a collective decision not to release players if it meant them traveling to red list countries, as they could face 10 days of quarantine upon their return. Silva's side were due to play against Argentina and Peru in Rio de Janeiro and in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying campaign, but the first match was dramatically halted midway through over the COVID-19 fears. But now Brazil and Chile, alongside Paraguay and Mexico, have all agreed to waive the rule preventing players from playing for 5 days if they fail to report to international duties, following extensive talk between FIFA and all other respective associations involved. Premier League bosses who reacted angrily to this situation as it continued to develop on Friday, as they remained unsure whether they would be able to field some of their players' biggest names for this weekend fixtures and for the Champions League. Well, speaking about the situation during the press conference, Thomas Tuchel said, "I am frustrated, not only with Thiago but the situation. Yeah, maybe not football, but the world itself is not the same with traveling and restrictions. If you try to go home during the international break, or if I want to bring my family over, it gets more and more complicated." He continued, he said, "Yes, of course the clubs want their players to play and the national teams as well, and the players also want to play, don't forget that. But if it ends up that players who can't play in their national team are suspended for their league games, that makes no sense. Not for the players, clubs, national teams, football or fans." Thomas Tuchel continued and said, "Me personally, I think it could be a solution to move games from red list to green list countries like we did with the Champions League last season. So this was a solution where games could be played, so maybe we can find a solution like this." Well, the Football Association and the Premier League are understood to be already working closely alongside FIFA in order to find a solution with the UK government over red list quarantine restrictions in anticipation of a similar situation in October in the transfer window. Newcastle boss Steve Bruce warned, "It is what it is, but it's been even more difficult this time, especially with the South Americans involved going to countries which are red listed." He continued and said, "Maybe the government has to get involved the next time." Well, ironically, the Argentine players who did travel to the aborted match will not be able to play. Aston Villa's Emi Martinez and Emi Buendia, and Tottenham's Christian Romero and Giovanni Lo Celso forced to quarantine in Croatia. He said it was a no-win situation all round, said Villa boss Dean Smith. Each club had to come up with the best solution for themselves. We were in between the rocks and a hard place. Well, all in all, the clubs will definitely find a solution to this, because October is another window for international break. What are they going to do? Are they still going to stop these players? The government, the FIFA, countries involved need to come together, come to a compromise, move those matches away from those red list zones to green list countries, and everything will go. Nobody would not like to honor the invitation of their country. I don't think so, but they just have to come to a compromise at the end of the day. Well guys, I'd like to get your own opinion about this, and also if this is your first time here on our channel, remember to click on the subscribe button, click on the bell icon too to get notified whenever we drop new videos.